And with more insight into the election and how it might impact state and national government, Jason Doyle continues the conversation with eCapitol News Director Shawn Ashley.
Shawn, we already know three senators are not returning for the next legislative session. What impact could the November general election have on the legislature?
There's always the possibility for a lot of new members when you have all 101 members of the House up for election and half the Senate, 24 of them. At this point, there's the possibility of a good number of new members. There will be approximately 50 House races on the November ballot, and each one of those will have a challenger facing an incumbent or filling an empty seat. And in the Senate, it's about 12 members. And as you mentioned, we already know several of those are guaranteed to be brand new members.
A recent release of White House coronavirus task force recommendations shows Oklahoma is in the red zone. What does that mean?
They look at numbers, and when they look at numbers of new cases over the past week, Oklahoma had 123 per 100,000 residents. That was the 8th highest increase in the number of cases. They also look at the positivity rate, and Oklahoma's positivity rate for that period was 9.9%, nearly 10%, which puts it in the yellow zone on the positivity side. But that was the 12th highest rate in the country. Oklahoma has been outpacing the nation for several weeks now in its growth related to the coronavirus and has essentially been a hotspot.
The Department of Corrections is taking action to mitigate some of the COVID-19 spread in prisons. What's going on?
It's rather interesting. Back in July, they were quite happy at the Board of Corrections meeting when they had only 11 cases among offenders in the system and a couple of dozen among staff members. But now the number of offenders has increased to 565. Approximately 2,000 are in some sort of quarantine. And they've also had 135 staff members test positive. What they are having to do and what they are doing is shift staff members into some of those jobs which previously had been done by groups of inmates, such as preparing meals, in order to make sure that inmates get meals on time and other services on time, simply because they can then have healthy people for sure performing those services.
Shawn, as always, enjoy your time with us here on the show.
You're very welcome.